Let's raise the big questions tonight. The question that must be raised here on the news today. Has the Prime Minister's CARES project missed its deadline when it comes to ventilators? Why was the ventilator purchase halted in the middle of May? Will the COVID fight get affected as ICU beds are running short? These are just some of the questions I'll raise tonight. Aditya Kohli is Director, Allied Medical Limited. Vishwa Prasad Alva is Founder and Managing Director, Scanray Technologies. Dr. Arun Diwan is Senior Director, Critical Care at Max Smart Super Speciality. And Rajiv Nath is Forum Coordinator, Association of Indian Medical Device Industry. Let's come to each of you to try and understand the nature of the problem that Anand Patel's story has highlighted. Aditya Kohli, why don't you tell us, what does make sense of this for us, that since the middle of May, tenders have not been issued by Hindustan Lifecare Limited. We've tried to get in touch with them. We haven't got a response. What explains the fact that for 6 weeks at this critical times, the tender process has come to a halt?
Good evening, Rajdeep. First of all, thank you for having me on the show. You see, like you said, that the tenders have been floated for ventilators, which were floated way back on 14th of May. And we have since participated in those tenders, but no decision has been arrived at. No, prior to that, the ministry had given orders to a lot of suppliers of 60,000 ventilators, all of which were to be supplied by the 30th of June. Most of the suppliers have defaulted on that. From what I understand, we are the only company which has been successfully supplied the entire lot of ventilators which were ordered to us. And we are waiting for fresh orders to come forward.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You're saying, Aditya Kohli, most of the suppliers who were given, who are asked to supply the ventilators defaulted. Why did they? Is it because they were inferior quality?
See, the problem is also quality as well as of the number of ventilators which were ordered to a single company. There are many companies which are new in this field. They don't have any track record of manufacturing ventilators in the past. And to those new entities, there were orders placed of tens of thousands of ventilators, which is very unrealistic. The ministry called us and they said, how many ventilators can you supply up to 30th of June? And we gave them a realistic estimate as to what is possible. And we delivered them on 25th of June to them. Mm-hmm. The others gave them very, very large quantities, which were totally unrealistic and were never going to be possible to deliver. Ventilators take a very long time. There's a 7 to 10 years R&D which goes into developing a ventilator, and then manufacturing itself takes months together. Right. It's not something that will just appear out of thin air. So those numbers were highly unrealistic, and the ministry had a deadline of 30th June for everyone. Now they need to take a call. They did issue notices to all the companies in May that if they don't deliver by 30th of June, they would be cancelling their orders. But no such action has been taken by the ministry. We've got a large pile up now. We were anticipating that we will have orders coming forward from the ministry, and we have more than 1,000 ventilators kept with us available in stock. Our ventilators are one of the best ventilators in quality as far as the Make in India ventilators are concerned. All the specialists have vouched for that, and so have the other committee members. And we are waiting for orders to come through from the ministry.
So y'all are all waiting for orders now, fresh orders since the 14th of May. And that is these are the critical 6 to 8 weeks as the COVID cases are spiking. We've just given you some of the figures at the top of the show. Vishwa Prasad Alva, are you also facing the same problem that all orders have stopped since the 14th of May, even as we are told HLL, Hindustan Lifecare Limited, keeps changing some of the tender specifications?
Rajdeep, ventilator isn't a standalone miracle machines. It needs intensivist, paramedics, hospital infrastructure to gear up in parallel. India had a maximum capacity of 5,000 ventilators pre-COVID. Today, 50,000 ICU ventilators is a collective effort of the industry with the government support. It was a PMO, DRDO, BEL, Ministry of External Affairs and Commerce, All India Institute of Medical Science, and so many people who came together to build the capacity from 5,000 to 50,000. Of course, there has been a delay in shipping these 50,000 units. I think about 25,000 units are delivered, and some of them have slipped because HLL changed the specifications midway after the test of the first batch. Then there were some components that had to come from overseas. And world over, there is a shortage of components. So I think that contributed a little bit. Okay, but you should also know, please give me just a minute. Yes. You should also know that from the government side, this is the first government-to-government order of 2,000 crores with no middlemen importers, and some credit has to be given to them. In the beginning, nobody knew corona and its treatment. So they started with the CPAP, BiPAP, high flow oxygen, invasive. Somebody said ventilators will kill, then saving. So it took some time for the government and the medical fraternity to arrive at certain practices. In the beginning, there was a rush of Make in India, lots of jugaad, untested, dangerous machines. Some states purchased and burnt their fingers. Now,
but that's the problem, isn't it? Isn't that the problem, that at some of the ventilators that were purchased by state governments were of inferior quality? We've already seen that problem occur in a state like Gujarat, for example. Therefore, unknown companies were given contracts.
Yes, they were given, but if you see the HLL contract, most of the orders have gone to Bharat Electronics, which is backed by Scanray, which is the only ventilator exporter in the country. And BEL and DRDO together have done a fantastic job. You should just go and see what they have done. They have delivered almost 15,000 ventilators.
Right.
And these ventilators are of top quality.
So you're saying it's the smaller companies in a way which were the newer companies which have not been able to meet the standards and the specifications. Rajiv Nath, as the Forum Coordinator, Association of Indian Medical Device Industry, how serious is the problem of the mismatch between the number of ventilators required? 60,000 was the target the government had said under the PM CARES fund. By end of June, we are nowhere close to achieving that. Who's responsible for it?
Well, actually, the capacity currently, I would say, one must congratulate the manufacturers of ventilators who were there historically, the automakers who came in and joined them and supported them, the medical electronic companies who were making some other electronics, and they started making ventilators to meet this call of the Prime Minister of the country to come forward and make the ventilators. So the capacity went up from something like hardly 3,000 ventilators per year to more than 3 lakh ventilators per year currently. And it will go up to something like 40,000 ventilators per month next month. In February, we were making hardly 5,000 ventilators. So that's been a huge steep in the production capacity by the players.
But are they quality? No, but do they meet the quality standards? Because a number of hospitals have already turned back the ventilators under Make in India.
Yes.
Do they meet all the quality standards?
We have from IMED been recommending that the government should be promoting and buying Quality Council of India's product, which have got ICMET certification or ISO 13485 certification,
right,
and which have been pre-qualified by for some other good third-party laboratory. So the manufacturers who had that should not be having an issue.
Right.
But having said that, the HLL specification itself caused definitely some confusions, because when they came out, they had one set of specifications, which were a copy-paste initially of some foreign companies' specifications, which we protested against. And then DRDO came out with another set of specifications. HLL's committee came out with their own specification, which became a wish list of what is essential, what is desirable. And then later on, there was a third set of specifications, which was put forward as a corrigendum.
So that has delayed. That has delayed the process, you're saying?
Yes. So what happens is, manufacturers, when they've designed something, they've placed orders on components for something, and it's not a small quantity, 500 pieces, it's like 10,000 pieces. Suddenly, when you get the whole product, you find that the buyer has changed his mind, he wants something else. So you have to order components, upgrade your software. All that takes time. So the manufacturers work really hard. I think we must congratulate them.
Nobody doubts the role of the manufacturer. The question is, as we are seeing in many parts of the country, they have already actually, in this particular case that we highlighted in Gurugram, the ventilators are available, they are ready. The problem is that no fresh purchase orders have been placed, which is part of the problem. But let me come to you, Dr. Arun Diwan.
Two problems. Can I come back? Can I come back once again?
Yes, very quickly. Yes, sir.
Yes, so there are two problems. One is also that what has been made for people like Bell, for example. Many of the shipments are lying ready, they have not been picked up. Company like Allied, even all this order has not been executed, I'm told. So the goods are lying ready, they have not been picked up. So if the government will pick up the goods and give it to the consignees, it's important. The second issue is regarding training. A lot of these shipments of ventilators are going to new hospitals, new facilities who've never seen a ventilator before. Doctors are not familiar with the technology. They need to be trained. So very rapidly, online training and real-time training should be done of these people so that they get familiar with this new technology.
Okay,
Imagine trying to drive a car when you only know how to drive a motorcycle.
Okay, so you've highlighted two important problems. Dr. Arun Diwan, how serious is the problem of shortage of ventilators? We are getting reports from different parts, including Delhi, that as the number of cases rise, there will be a shortage from Delhi. We are getting it from Mumbai, even from a city like Bengaluru with a relatively better health infrastructure.
Good evening. I think I should put a few things very straight. As my previous colleagues have said, that it is not the men, it is not the machine, it is the men which are important behind the machine. So an ICU is not a ventilator alone. It should be the people along with that. And if there's a large ICU, it doesn't mean that every bed needs to be ventilated. Because it is intensive care where you have patients who are on high flow nasal cannula, you are using ventilator as mask ventilation. Then there are small set of patients who are intubated and ventilated. So
But is there a shortage, doctor?
Which are not having
Is there a shortage? Is there a shortage at the moment, or are we worried that there could be a shortage in the next couple of weeks?
As the things are coming further and further, we are getting patients who are sicker in the ICUs. Not because the sickness is increasing, but people are staying at home and they're delaying coming. So once they become sicker and then we are unable to control them, then they need ventilation. I belong to a private hospital where we have enough ventilator beds and enough ventilators. But there are so many hospitals which have been opened in Delhi which have never had good intensive care areas with not enough ventilators and not people behind the machine. So probably those are the places where we do not have enough ventilators.
Because
But
the fact is that we are told, I saw a report this morning in one of the papers which said that the crisis of ventilator beds is turning out to be more acute. Major hospitals like Ram Manohar Lohia, Apollo, Max at Patparganj and Saket are running out of such beds in ICU. Is that true or not?
It is, there's a difference between running out of beds in the ICU versus running out of ventilators in the ICU. The ICUs are all full everywhere, but if you do not have a bed there, where is the talk about a ventilator? You can't ventilate a patient in the ward.
Right.
So I know the wards are not as full as the ICUs are full. But that doesn't mean that at least in private hospitals, we are short of ventilators.
Okay.
We have enough ventilators.
So you're saying private hospitals have enough ventilators at the moment. Aditya Kohli, how is this problem to be overcome? What is the prescription? We've got one that the entire process of purchasing, does it need to be speeded up? Is that that it needs to be taken out of any form of red tapeism and speeded up?
Rajdeep, firstly, I'd like to come back on the points made by my fellow panelists.
Yes.
As far as the HLS specifications are concerned, our product fully meets the specification, whether it was the first specification, second or the third. We are 100% complying with that specification. In terms of quality also, we are the only Indian manufacturer who's got a European quality certification for our ventilators. There is no other Indian manufacturer having that certification, which means that our product is ready to use in Europe as well. And we are exporting to all those countries as well.
No, so where is the problem then?
The problem is we don't have any orders. We were very honest about it. We gave a quantity which was very realistic and we've supplied that. And now that that's been supplied, we're waiting for fresh orders to come in from the ministry. And there are other suppliers at the same time who are sitting on tens of thousands of ventilator orders and they've not supplied a single ventilator till date. Even their samples have not been approved.
Is the answer, Vishwa Prasad Arya Alva, to avoid a centralized system of procurement, or is it the best way to do it? One HLL company, a public sector unit, is deciding the entire purchase system. Is that the best way forward?
No, I was involved from the early stage when we first had this pandemic breakout. It was on the 18th of March when Niti Aayog, DRDO and the Health Ministry had a conference, and a lot of ministers were also present. And I'm not aware of what Mr. Aditya Kohli is seeing. If he has a capacity of 30,000 ventilators and all CE marked, I don't think there would be a shortage of orders. But we can clarify that later.
No, but the fact is that no orders have been issued since the 14th of June. No fresh.
Yeah, but does he
tender.
have stocks of 30,000 ventilators with him, or it is few hundreds? So that's what has to be seen. But it's
Aditya,
not
Aditya, yes, you want to respond? Do you have enough stock to give?
Earlier, our capacity was less, as was everybody else's. But we have invested a lot of money and scaled up our capacity. We can do 100 ventilators per day now. If we are given an order today, we can deliver 1,000 ventilators tomorrow itself. So our capacities have scaled up, given the need for ventilators in the country.
Right.
And we have come up to the challenge, and we've scaled up. 100 ventilators per day is a huge ask, and which is a very realistic quantity that we are able to deliver now.
So therefore, Vishwa Prasad Alva, should we end this centralized system? Should hospitals directly deal with the manufacturers? Is that an answer?
It's not right, because in the beginning there were lots of state governments and private hospitals contacting the manufacturers directly, and it was in one of the meetings that the government decided that it's better to centralize and distribute based on the need.
Right.
For example, Maharashtra, Mumbai, Delhi, it's more. So if we do decentralized, then Maharashtra will buy everything, or maybe Kerala would buy all the ventilators,
right,
and you would have shortage. This system is good. I think there is a little bit of tweaking. Nobody had experience in COVID in the past. I still believe the government has been quite flexible and fast.
Okay.
Only thing is HLL, in the past I have been working with the government for so many years. It's for the first time that we are having some amount of purchases that are clean. So let's wait and see. Even the modes have been stabilized now.
Okay.
And the stocks that he has, I think it's a case to talk to HLL and help him out.
Okay, let's leave it there. I think I just wanted to highlight this issue that a lot of numbers have been thrown up in the last few weeks of 60,000 ventilators to be made available by the end of June. That number has not been met. Remember, all of this is under the Prime Minister's CARES Fund, so there's no shortage of money. It's a question of getting the systems even further improved. Our aim in this story is to highlight this problem and hope that HLL can resolve it at the soonest. No tender has been floated now since the 14th of May. Appreciate my guests joining me on our exclusive report this Saturday night.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.